I moved to Maplewood Estates thinking it was going to be real nice and quiet. My house was at the end of this little street where nobody drives much. In front was this real nice driveway with bushes all cut neat, going right to where I park my cars. Nothing special, but I loved it lots, felt like my own little safe place. Nothing much happened for a long time. I drank coffee outside when the sun came up and heard bugs making noise at night. The rules weren't too bad, even if some were kind of silly. Then this lady Karen showed up. She wasn't just living there. She thought she was like the queen or something. She was boss of all the rules, and boy did she know it. We didn't talk much at first, just fake smiles, and her always sending papers about where to put trash and stuff. One day when the sun was real bright, I wanted to plant flowers but saw this dirty big car right in my way. I looked around, but nobody was there. Some people I never saw before were walking down the street, but I didn't say nothing. Maybe they were just lost or new here. That was just the start, though. Next week, there was these two cars. One all beat up and one for lots of kids. They parked so close I couldn't even get out. I went knocking on doors and found out they was Karen's friends. When I told Karen about it, she gave me this fake sweet smile. "You mean you didn't know?" she said, all mean-like. "Your driveway ain't really yours. It's for everybody. Anyone can park there." My brain got all mixed up. What she mean everybody can use it? This was my driveway. But she talked like she knew everything and made me wonder if I was wrong. Before I could say anything back, she just walked away while I stood there getting mad. Things got way worse after that. Karen told everyone they could park in my driveway, and soon lots of cars was always there. People I didn't even know would sit in their cars with the motor running, making oil spots everywhere. One time somebody even threw their McDonald's garbage on my grass. All the nice quiet I used to have was going away, and I just kept getting madder and madder. Something wasn't right about this whole thing. One night, I was looking at all these cars blocking my garage and decided I wasn't going to take it no more. If Karen wanted to fight about it, she'd better watch out, 'cause I was ready. I started looking for stuff real hard the next day. Not digging holes, but I thought about making one to keep cars away. I looked at all my house papers and maps and rules to see if Karen was telling the truth about my driveway being for everybody. After looking forever, I found out my driveway was just mine. I thought showing Karen would fix everything. I went to her house feeling real brave. Her yard was super neat with perfect round bushes and decorations everywhere, like she was trying too hard. When I knocked, she came out holding a drink like she knew I was coming. "Oh, it's you," she said, all fake nice. "Something wrong?" I showed her the paper that said the driveway was mine. Karen barely looked at it and just shook her head. "That ain't how it works," she said like I was dumb. "When they built this place, we made special rules so cars could go places better. Your driveway is part of that. It's normal." She talked to me like I was a baby, and it made me real mad. I asked her to show me proof, but she just said she'd send it later. I knew she wouldn't. Things got way worse after that. More cars kept coming, and new problems started happening. One day, some kids was sitting on my grass with their skateboards by my mailbox. Another time, a big truck squished my flowers when it parked. I was so mad. I wrote lots of mad emails about it. Karen wrote back one tiny message. "Got your email. Like I said, everyone can use the driveway. Stop complaining." She was being so mean. She knew she was wrong, but didn't care 'cause she thought she was the boss. I went and found a lawyer lady named Ellen who knows about house fights. She looked at my papers and said I was right. Karen was making up lies and doing bad stuff. That made me feel better. But feeling better didn't fix nothing. Karen's friends who made rules with her believed everything she said. One even called to tell me, nice-like, that I had to follow their rules or everybody would be mad at me. Mad at me? Like they couldn't see all the crazy stuff happening in my yard. By the end of the week, I knew this wasn't just about parking no more. It was about who got to be boss. Karen started this fight, and now I was going to finish it. Nobody was going to help me with the rules, people. They wouldn't listen when I tried to talk at meetings or write letters. Karen had all her friends believing her lies, so being nice wasn't going to work. That's when I decided to look real hard at Karen and what she was doing. First, I went to look at old papers about houses in town. I thought maybe Karen was telling the truth about sharing driveways somewhere in the papers. I looked and looked at lots of old stuff and finally found a map of all our houses. It showed my driveway was just mine, nothing about sharing it with nobody. I got real happy and started getting more stuff like house papers and rules. What I found made me mad. Not only was my driveway mine, but the rules said nobody was supposed to park in other people's driveways. Karen was breaking her own rules. But I knowed having proof wouldn't be enough. Karen wasn't just some lady who got confused. She was real good at making people do what she wanted. I needed something bigger to stop her. Then I found it. Looking at money papers from the rules people, I saw weird stuff. They were spending lots of money on things that didn't make sense, like pretty flowers and parties. Some neighbors told me Karen was paying her garden friend with everybody's money. The more I looked, the more bad stuff I found. Karen wasn't just being mean to me. She was doing lots of sneaky things and taking money she shouldn't. One day I came home and there was this big truck almost touching my garage. When I yelled at the guy driving it, he just said Karen told him to park there. I got so mad. I took pictures of everything and sent them to my lawyer friend. Ellen said we should write a mean letter telling Karen to stop or we'd get her in trouble. But I wasn't done. I had proof Karen was taking money and proof my driveway was mine. I started telling other neighbors what she did. Lots of them was already mad at Karen, and when they saw what I found, they got real mad. Soon I had lots of neighbors on my side to help fight Karen. Things was getting better, but I knew Karen wasn't going to give up easy. We still had lots of fighting to do. That meeting was real different from the start. Normally, just a few folks came and fell asleep while Karen talked and talked. But this time the room was super full. When I walked in, everybody was whispering and looking funny at me cause they heard what was happening. Karen sat up front acting all bossy, like always. She started talking real mean like usual and didn't say nothing about my driveway. When she said we could talk about stuff, I put my hand up. I gotta say something about what's happening in my house, I said, standing up tall. Karen smiled, all fake. We already talked about that. And like I said, Dash, I ain't done talking, I said real strong. This ain't just about my driveway no more. It's about how you make up rules however you want. Everything got real quiet. Karen looked scared for the first time ever. I showed them everything. Pictures of cars blocking my way, maps that showed the driveway was mine, and papers showing Karen was taking money she shouldn't. While I talked, people started nodding and whispering. I gave everybody papers about it, and gave Karen hers last. Karen tried to be bossy again and started yelling. She said I didn't understand nothing and was trying to make trouble. But everybody could see the proof right there. Then Tom, this real quiet guy, started talking. Karen, he said, holding up the money papers. Why do you use everybody's money to make your yard pretty? The whole room got real loud. Karen started talking funny about making things nice and having parties. But nobody believed her no more. Then lots of people started telling stories about Karen being mean to them too. It was like they wasn't scared to talk no more after I did. My lawyer friend Ellen stood up even though she wasn't gonna. She told everybody real clear how Karen was breaking lots of rules about my driveway and taking money wrong. Even Karen couldn't say nothing back to that. By the end, Karen wasn't acting so big no more. The other bosses said they was going to look at everything she did and take away her power for now. It wasn't perfect, but it was something good. When we was done, lots of people said thanks to me and sorry for not helping before. I could tell they was ready to stand up to Karen now too. That night when I went home, nobody was parked in my way. We wasn't done fighting yet, but things was getting better. Karen wasn't so scary no more, and fighting back worked real good. It got real quiet after that big meeting. Karen used to walk around all the time with her paper thing looking mean, but now nobody's seen her. I thought maybe she gave up, but I knowed better. I mean, people like her just hide and plan stuff. I kept watching out because I thought she might try to get me in trouble with fake rules or say I did bad things. But it was Tom who came to my house instead. He looked real scared and kept moving around funny while he talked. I gotta tell you what we found, he said. We've been looking at all the papers and rules and stuff. It's way worse than anybody thought. They found out Karen been doing bad stuff for years and years. She took lots of money for her own stuff, and nobody knew. But the worst part was she made fake papers saying my driveway wasn't mine. She knew nobody would check if she was lying. The bosses did something real fast then. They kicked Karen out and said they was going to make her give back all the money she took. They made new rules so nobody could be mean like her no more. I should have been happy, but I felt kind of sad too. I got my driveway back, and they even fixed all the bad stuff from people parking there. But now I didn't trust nobody in my nice neighborhood no more. Everybody acted different after Karen got in trouble. Some people said she didn't do nothing wrong, but lots of people was happy she was gone. After a while, things got better, though. They got a nice old person to be boss instead of Karen. One night, I was sitting outside watching the sun go down. Nobody was parking in my way no more, and everything was quiet like it used to be. A lady I didn't know good walked by and waved at me, and I started feeling better about everything. Fighting Karen was real hard, but somebody had to do it. She thought nobody would ever say she was wrong, and showing her she wasn't the boss felt real good. Sometimes you gotta fight to make things nice. And sometimes things ain't nice cause there's no fighting. They nice cause you stood up for what's right. I was drinking my coffee and looking at my quiet street, and I knew this was still my home even if some stuff was wrong. And nobody, especially not me and old Karen, was gonna take it from me. It's weird how fast a year goes by when stuff starts being normal again. When I think about me and old Karen now, it feels like forever ago, but you can still see little things that remind me of her. After we got rid of Karen, our neighborhood got better real fast. Tom became the new boss, and he was so nice. He made rules about money so nobody could steal it and fixed all the confusing rules Karen used to trick people. The letters we got every month wasn't me no more. They was just nice and told us important stuff. People who used to not talk cause of Karen started being friends again. We had parties with food and did fun things in spring like we used to. Sometimes people still got mad about rules because that's what people do, but mostly everybody was happy again. Karen just disappeared like a ghost. After we made her leave and told her to give back all the money she took, she sold her house real quick. One morning a big truck came, and when the sun went down, she was gone. Some people said she moved to a fancy place with gates, and others said she was hiding at somebody's house cause she owed money. I didn't care none. I was just happy she left. Even though Karen was gone, I still got scared sometimes. I didn't trust the rules people no more, even though they was nice now. I went to all the meetings and asked lots of questions about everything. Some folks might think I was scared for no reason, but I call it being real careful. My driveway, where all the fighting started, became like a special place that showed I won. After the last car got towed away and everybody said the driveway was mine for real, I painted it all new and put up a pretty fence. I put up a sign that said private property, no parking too. It made me feel good, even if nobody else knowed why. Life got back to normal slow. I started drinking coffee outside again, and it was real nice. But I wasn't the same no more. I learned that speaking up when something's wrong makes you stronger. One day when I was playing in my garden, the new lady who bought Karen's house came over. Her name was Linda, and she had a family. We talked about nice stuff. Then she asked about my driveway sign, all careful like. "Oh, that thing," I said and smiled. "It's just there to help me remember something I learned the hard way. But don't worry about it now." Linda didn't ask no more questions even though I could tell she wanted to. She asked me to come eat at her house that weekend, and for the first time in forever, I felt like I was part of a nice neighborhood again. Me and Linda's family became real good friends after that. They was so nice and always said hi, but didn't bug me too much. It was way better than having Karen around. Our neighborhood kept getting better and better. It wasn't perfect or nothing, but everybody helped each other cause they wanted to, not cause they had to. One night, I was sitting outside watching the sun go down. The sky was all orange and pink, and everything was quiet except some dogs barking and kids laughing. For the first time in forever, I felt real peaceful inside. Fighting Karen was real hard and made me real tired and sad sometimes. But it teach me something real important. Things ain't peaceful just cause nobody's fighting. They peaceful cause somebody stood up for what's right. I fought for my house and my rights, and it made me stronger. While I was drinking my coffee, I thought about something. If Karen stayed here and I didn't fight back, none of this good stuff would have happened. Standing up to her wasn't just about my driveway. It was about getting my life back. And when the sun was going down over our houses, I knowed one thing for sure. I would do it all again if I had to.